The question is count the number of 1 bits, meaning the count the number of set bits in a binary representation of a number. So the input is 6, the output should be 2. Why? Because the binary representation of 6 is 110 and the number of set bits in this representation is 2. Set bits mean the count of ones present in that number is 2. So the output should be 2. If we consider number 8, the binary representation of 8 is 1000 and the number of ones in this binary representation is 1. So the output is 1. So the expected time complexity of this problem is O of log n and the expected auxiliary space is O of 1. Let's start with the naive solution. So let's take an example of number 5. The binary representation of 5 is 1 0 1. Considering about the naive solution, we could simply check the first bit of this number, this binary represented number, and every time we check this first bit, if the bit is 1, we will increment the count, and if not, we'll just leave it. And after each check, we'll just cancel, swap off this value, means we'll just cancel it. What's the meaning of cancel it? We'll just reduce this 1 so that we could check the other bits. So here we could use the right shift operator. What right shift does is it shifts it shifts the bits, which is means if the number is 101 and it is right shifted by 1, so these two bits are shifted by 1 position and this bit is ignored, and a leading it is followed by a 0. So 0, these two bits are followed 1 0. So here if we do 5 right shift 1, we get 0 1 0. Again we'll check for the first bit of this number, it's 0, so we'll not increment the count, and then we'll again right shift it. So right shift 5 again by 1, we'll just swap these two values, one right side. So what's the output right now? And a leading 0 is followed here. Now we check again the first bit of this number, it's again 1, then we'll increment the count, and after we increment the count, we'll just right shift it again. So after right shifting it, these two bits will come in this place, 0 and 0, and the leading bit will be means the most significant bit will be followed by a 0. So now the resulting number has reached to 0. So we'll stop the loop here. So now what would be the time complexity? If we would ask the time complexity of this implementation, you can see that we are implementing the loop till we get the 0. So we'll have to check every bit of this number. So the time complexity of this implementation would be the number of bits in that number. So if we are talking about Java, there are 32 bits in an integer, so yeah, it would be theta of number of bits. So now let's implement this problem. So here we are given the number n. So now let's make a variable count, which will initialize with 0, and now implement a loop while n not equal to 0. Now what we have to do is check for the last bit of that number. So what we could do to check the last bit of that number, if the number is if the number is, let me increase the size of this. So if a number is 5, its binary representation would be 1 0 1, and if we talk about an even number, let's suppose it's 4, so the binary representation of 4 would be 1 0 0. So could you see the difference, that in every odd number the least significant bit is 1, and in every even number the least significant bit is 0. So this applies to all the numbers, means the even number has a least significant equal to 0, and the least significant bit of the odd number would always be 0. So we could use this fact in implementing this question. So if n mod 2 not equal to 0, that means it is an odd number. So if it is an odd number, the least significant bit would be 0. So we could just implement, increment the count variable. And if it's even number, we don't need to matter a lot, because it would, the least significant bit would be 0, and we don't need 0 because we need to check the set bits. So after that we'll right shift this by 1, and finally we'll return the count variable. Oh sorry, it's n equal to yeah. So this problem is now correct. Execution time is 0.20, but can you notice that the time complexity of this problem is O of theta of number of bits, but we could easily do this problem in theta of the total count of set bits. Yeah, there's an algorithm called Bryan-Kernighan's algorithm which implements this problem in theta of number of set bits. So how this algorithm works? So what, let's suppose there's a number called 7. The binary representation of 7 is 1 1 1. So what Bryan-Kernighan's algorithm says, let me open the code for Bryan. So what Bryan-Kernighan's algorithm says that, I think it's a simple approach. Yeah, so this is the algorithm. Suppose there is a number 10 and 9. Yeah, so if we subtract a number by 1 and do bitwise AND with itself, so what we are doing, what this expression is doing is, if there is a number, suppose this one 10, and we do an AND with its predecessor, that is 9. So could you see that so what minus does is, it unsets the last set bit of the number and it follows by a leading ones. So what it does is, let's consider this example 8 in binary. The one here the last set bit that is from the right side is this one, and if we do 8 minus 1, that is 7. So 7 would be the one, this one would be unset and it would be followed by all ones. So we'll use this fact to implement this approach. And now if we do AND of these two numbers, that is 8 and 7, we'll get 0. So we'll use this fact to count the number of set bits in an algorithm in a number. So we'll use a variable called count and do this n and equal to n minus 1. What this will do is it will unset the rightmost set bit. It will not make changes to any other set bit that is present on the left hand side. It will only make change to the rightmost set bit and will do the operation that I told you above. So after this expression we'll increment the count and we'll loop till the number becomes 0 and the answer would be in the variable count and we'll return it. So this algorithm takes theta of number of set bits time complexity. So yeah, that's all.